First word is common. Common means that it occurs often. It is occurring often. So for example, in the picture, we can see that this car, the smart car, is common because there are 1, 2, 3 of them here. In Texas, we can say that English is a common language because a lot of people speak it. We can also say that Spanish is a common language because a lot of people speak that as well. In Texas, French is not really common because not a lot of people speak it. Next, pollen. Pollen is a dust that helps plants reproduce. So it's this yellow kind of dust. You can see some of it right here also. The way that it helps plants reproduce is there are different animals, such as a bee, that will land on the flower. So it lands on the flower and it eats stuff from it, and the pollen gets stuck to its legs. So then the bee goes to the next flower and brings the pollen with it, which it drops off on the flower. So once the pollen goes from one flower to the next, then those plants can reproduce. So they can make little baby plants. Young. Young in this case means animal babies. So here we have an adult seal, and then here we have a little baby. This is the baby. So we would say that the mother seal cares for her young. So that's how we would use that in a sentence. Baby seals are also called pups. So you might see it talk about how the seal takes care of her pups. But if we're just talking about animals in general, we would say animals take care of their young. Antlers. Antlers are bony growths on male deer, sorry. So if you look here, this thing right here is the antler. It comes out of their head like this. They're antlers. They're usually used to fight each other or to like dig into the ground. They have a bunch of different uses. These are called antlers. Coat. So when we're talking about a coat, it can mean a couple different things. First of all, you can talk about a coat that you wear, like a jacket. But if we're talking about animals, then it means the fur or hair of an animal. Okay, so an animal is covered in fur. Fur is just this, it's the hair that animals have and it falls out. So altogether, the whole body of an animal would be called its coat. Flippers. Flippers are the flat arms and legs on some animals used for swimming. So this is an otter, and as we can see, the otter has flippers in the back. So it's very flat, and they're connected, right? So otters can't do this with their feet. It's connected, it's one piece. So when they move through the water, it pushes all the water at once. So it's used for swimming. Musky. Musky means having a strong animal smell. So the musk ox gets its name because it smells a lot. It is very musky. If you think of like a dog that gets wet, that would be a musky smell. North Pole. The North Pole is the northernmost point on Earth. So right here, this little dot, that is the North Pole. As you can see, this is the United States and Canada, Alaska, Russia's over here. This is Europe. So this is the Arctic, and this little dot is the North Pole. Tusks. Tusks are long pointed teeth. So this tusk, this is a walrus skull. As you can see, it has these two big teeth that come out and stick out of its mouth. So walruses have tusks, elephants have tusks, some pigs have tusks. So there are these two big teeth that stick out. Something to remember is that because they are teeth, they can't grow back if they get broken. So if you see a walrus with a broken tusk, that's it. It can't grow back. Okay, last word, diagram. A diagram is a drawing that explains something. So this diagram here, we can see is showing how monkeys, with like how the adaptation of having a tail has developed. So we see the tail here, no tail, no tail. These two had some babies. So some of their babies had tails. These two had babies. Oh, all of their babies had tails. Diagram. Okay, that's it. Thank you and good luck this week.